Oh my god, I went live. I'm live, yay, and I didn't even have to change streams. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Not Candi live stream, you too, buddy. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Caleb. Hi, James. Oh no, I'm going to have to be careful. We got a kid in here. Hey, Rack. Chubby Guppy, James. Hi, Jess. Hi, buddy. Hi, Maria. I don't know if I can tell you about the bus trip with Caleb. Hi, Jeremy. Caleb says he left. Okay. And everybody say hi. Oh, I know, Maria. I was so pissed. I went to pick up the car that I had rented a week before and bought insurance and everything for. And I got there. Hi, Loaves and Fishes. And they said I couldn't have the car because my credit rating was not good enough. Hi, Candi. So there I was with no car. So I went over to the other car rental place in town because I've rented cars there like 4 times before. And they were totally booked out because it was a home game weekend. And this is a college town. So they had no cars. Hi, Derek. Ty gave me the idea for the title of the stream. I was going to call it A Gift from Ty, which is a wall plaque, and A Token to the Mod God, which is a gift I give Candi. That's what I was going to call it. Hi, Fancy Tail. Hi, Frank. How are you? Buddy, you're so obnoxious. You're so loud. Sit. Buddy is so spoiled. No, that was just referring to me not being Candi. Are you going already, Rack? Hi, Bob. Hi, Mr. B. Old timer. How the hell old are you, River Life? I am 64 years old. You cannot use that for an excuse. Yep, Buddy knows that live streams mean cookies. That's it. Thank you, Mr. B. 5 grandkids old. That's old. Oh. So when everybody's done saying hi, I'll tell you about my adventures. I'll tell you one thing now, though. I really thought Megan told me, let's see, I got home yesterday. So the day before when she came over to take care of the animals, she said that Mario wanted to go outside. So she let him out, which is fine because he goes outside all the time. And I figured when I got home, he'd be pissed and ready to come in. He wasn't here. I went out and called him all afternoon after I got home, and this morning when I woke up, and he just wasn't around at all. And that's very unusual for Mario. He goes in and out all the time, but he's never out for more than like an hour. And I was getting very, very worried. and he wasn't around at all. And he usually doesn't go far from the yard. And he was just gone. And then about 4 o'clock this afternoon, he showed up again. And I was so happy. He was scratching my door. So he's an asshole, but I love him. So what can I say? But he came home, so I was happy. He's pissed at me for being gone. He's always pissed when I'm gone. But he's always glad to see me. And Mario's always pissed. Yep, cats are jerks. And there's Mario, just laying on Buddy's bed being a jerk. Buddy, that's enough. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lovable jerks, yep. Mario's not really even lovable. He's just kind of a jerk, but I love him. Hi, alien world. How are you? Lay down. Don't lick my hand. Lay down. Look at him looking at me like, I know you didn't mean it. I know you got more. There's a whole bag sitting there. I know you have more. Just for me. How about that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Sit down, buddy. Sit. One more cookie. And he knows that I have a whole bag, so. Sit down. Okay, so Friday I went to pick up the car and they wouldn't let me have it. Even though it was all prepaid and I paid for insurance and everything on it. So, and then I went over to the other place and they didn't have any cars available. And then Dan Slee said, well, let's try to run it on my credit card, but it was too late. Everything was closed. So I got up at 9 the next morning, which is way too early to get up, by the way. Dan texted me. I did the mark thing. I was like, I'm awake. I'm awake. And then I started making phone calls, and they wouldn't let me use Dan's credit card for collateral, and my credit wasn't good enough. And Dan would have had to have been here with me, like standing beside me, so that didn't work. So then I checked U-Haul because I figured, well, maybe I could rent a U-Haul like pickup or a van. But no, the pickups and vans, they won't rent out of town at all. They're in town rental only. So that was a no-go. So I decided, okay, if I'm going to get up there at all, I'm going to have to take the bus. So I started checking the bus. Laramie is out in the middle of nowhere. There is basically no buses. There was one bus on Sunday, but I couldn't wait till Sunday. And it was $120 to go from Laramie to Cheyenne to get the bus at Cheyenne that goes up to Billings. $120 for 60 miles. So what I ended up doing, and then I couldn't get tickets for that day, which was Saturday, or Friday. Yeah, because I'd rented the car for Thursday and I couldn't get it, so that was Friday. I couldn't get tickets for Friday. I had to get tickets for Saturday, right? You guys want to hear this whole thing? Because there's no passenger trains in Wyoming. Jess, are you crazy? Wyoming is in the middle of nowhere. There's no passenger trains. Some of you have heard this already. Like Candi kind of went through it with me because I kept texting her. So I'm looking like for the bus. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get into Cheyenne. Megan is working like steady overtime because it is home game weekend here and it's a college town, and she works at a motel, and there was no way that she could take me, right, to get the bus in Cheyenne, which is where I had to get to. And there was no such thing as getting from Laramie to Cheyenne. So I got a taxi. A taxi from Laramie to Cheyenne was $80. Ty helped me with that. Thank you, Ty. Yeah, Denver's a big city, but Denver's like way south of me. So I got to get to Cheyenne and go north. So I'm like, okay. So I booked a ticket for got the taxi set, which was $80 to get in there. It was $140 to get from Cheyenne to Billings on a Greyhound bus. Hi, Big D. Hi, Jay's bedroom. A Greyhound bus. They should have paid me to ride a Greyhound bus. It should not have cost me $140 to go from Cheyenne to Billings on a Greyhound bus. I'm just saying. Just saying. Hi, Rob Bull. So anyway, so I got to do what I got to do, right? It's the only way I'm going to get up there. Because I'm not going to have anybody drive down here to get me because it's a freaking 9-hour trip each way. So that's a no-go. Not going to do it. Absolutely not going to do it. So I go to book the Greyhound, and I'm doing all this on the computer because there's no actual bus station in Cheyenne. You have to go on the computer and print out your tickets and have them with you when you go to the bus stop because there's no station there. Actually, there's no station anywhere in Wyoming, I don't think, because the first station, actual bus station, was in Billings. The rest of them were just bus stops. What happened to the rental car? They wouldn't let me have the rental car, even though I had prepaid for it a week in advance and I had paid for insurance for it. They said that my credit was not good enough and they would not let me have the rental car. So that's why I ended up with the bus. So, which is bullshit, but we aren't going to talk about that. So anyway, so I figured out the schedule, which there's only one bus a day that goes up to Billings, and it leaves Cheyenne at what time was it? 3:35, right? So I'm trying to buy the tickets so I can print them out. I finally got the car rental refund yesterday. The refund for the insurance, I think, is non-existent. I don't think I'm going to get it back. But anyway, so I go to buy the bus tickets, and when I hit the pay thing, it said that my address did not match my card. So I was like, well, that's stupid. So I did it again, and it still didn't go through. So I thought, God damn it. So I did it one more time, and it didn't go through. So I called the numbers on my bank card and did the whole hit this button and hit that button, and got somebody that didn't speak very good English, and I told him what was going on. And I asked her what my address was on my card. And she told me, and that's what I'd been typing in. So I thought, well, that's really stupid. So I did it again. And it still didn't go through. So I thought, okay. So this was at a travel agency one. So I went directly to the Greyhound.com one. And I did it again. And it still didn't go through. But this time a phone number came up. If you're having problems, call this phone number. So I'm like, okay. So I called that phone number. And got somebody that barely spoke English, and I had to spell my name because evidently Pamela is an odd name. I had to spell my name, and then God forbid I had to write, give him letter by letter of my email address so he could send the tickets there to print out and repeat my card number and go through all that. It took me 10 minutes. And he gets to the end and he says, your card was, he didn't say it it said I didn't have the right address. He said it was just flat declined. And he's got that tone in his voice like, yeah, you have no money, bitch. So I'm like, God damn it. And I had to hang up, which meant I was going to have to do it all over again. So I hung up and I checked my bank account. And every one of those tries that I had made to buy the tickets, every one of them had charged me. None of them had gone through and given me a ticket, but I was charged for every one of them, which meant my bank account was in the red. Exactly, Jesse. So I had to get dressed and run over to the bank. I'm like missing chat, I know. I know there's so many different letters in Pamela. It was hard. So, yeah. So anyway, so all those charges were on my card. So I had to run over to the bank and get that straightened out. And I said, why the hell won't my card go through? Because I'm putting in the right address. And she says, I don't know. But she says, what I'll do is I'll call the main office and I'll get a disclaimer put on it so that your card will go through no matter what. So you won't have a problem. So she said, wait 15 minutes before you try again. Yeah, doesn't it, Jeremy? Yep, exactly, Rob Bull. That was it. So I come home, which takes me longer than 15 minutes. Hi, Dwayne. And I waited the 15 minutes and I called the Greyhound again. And I went through the whole thing with spelling out my name to someone who didn't know. Hi, Bluegill and Bass. Welcome to the weird stream. So I went through the whole thing again with, spelling out my name and da-da-da-da-da in like 10 minutes. And got it all done, and it didn't go through. And while I was doing that, there was a phone call coming in that I ignored. So it didn't go through, so I hung up. And I checked the phone number, and it was the 1-800 number, and I called it back, and it was the bank fraud system wanting to know if I was the one that was trying to make all these charges. So I said, yes, it was me. Please let my card work now. So then I called Greyhound back again, and I finally got my tickets and got them and printed them out. And, yeah. And by that time, it was past 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was extremely frustrated, and I needed a drink really bad. Yeah, I started early. So, okay, so that was my Friday. So Saturday, I got everything. I packed just a backpack so I wouldn't have to worry about luggage, which means I left a lot behind that I was going to take when I thought I had a car. But that's okay. So I got the taxi ride to the bus station, and I got there because the bus was supposed to leave at like 3:35. So I got there at 3. The bus station there is just a gas station, and you stand outside and wait for the bus, right? So and there's no bench or anything. So I'm standing outside waiting for the bus, which was an hour and a half late. An hour and a half late. The bus was an hour and a half late. And by that time I was panicking. And I called the 1-800 number for Greyhound. And this is going to surprise you. Hi, Ed. I got someone that barely spoke English. Surprise! And they told me that the bus was at Wheatland. Okay, Wheatland is an hour and a half north of Cheyenne. If the bus was at Wheatland, they didn't stop at Cheyenne. They were already past Cheyenne. And there wasn't another bus till the next day. So I was upset, to say the least. Hush. One more cookie. So anyway, they gave me a number to call because it wasn't an actual Greyhound bus. It was one of their partner companies, Arrow. So they gave me a number to call to find out where the bus was at because they said they couldn't track it that good because it wasn't an actual Greyhound bus. So I was like, okay. So I called the number, and it was an office that was closed for the day, and please leave a message. Hi, Loaves and Fishes. Hi, Ed. So I like hung up, and I'm like, what the hell? What the hell do I do? So I tried calling it again, and at the end of the message thing, it gave you an emergency number to call. So, and all this time I kept borrowing a pin from the gas station attendant so I could write these numbers down on the ticket. So I went back in, got the pin again, wrote down the number, stepped outside the call, and a bus pulled up. Now, it was not the number of bus that I was supposed to get on. They had specific numbers. It was not that number. And I went over and asked the lady if there was any way that she could track the bus that I was supposed to be on. And I told her which bus. And she said, oh, this is it. Get on. So I was like, okay. Oh, my God. So I got on the bus. Yeah, this was fun. I got on the bus. And we got to Wheatland. And she said, she told everybody, she said, okay, we are an hour and a half behind, and we're supposed to meet a bus at Buffalo, Wyoming, for everybody to transfer to go to Billings. And she says, we're running an hour and a half behind. So she said, I've got to cut corners. So she said, this is supposed to be our dinner break. Instead of half an hour, I'm going to give you 20 minutes. She says, there's a Burger King and there's an Arby's. Just go get your food and bring it back to the bus. Right? And I'm going to leave at such and such a time. So I wasn't going to eat anyway, and I needed a cigarette. So I was standing outside having a cigarette. We all get back on the bus, and we go up to our next stop, which is about an hour and a half north, and it's Douglas, Wyoming. And at Douglas, Wyoming, she said, we're just going to pull in. We have 2 passengers who get off here. We're just going to pull in and get their luggage. Nobody get out of the bus because we're in a hurry. So she pulls in, and only one person got off. So she looks at the tickets and stuff, and she says, Thomas, I forget the last name. She says, you're supposed to get off here. And nobody answered. So she said, Thomas, you're only getting a ride to Buffalo. She says, you need to get off now. You only have a ticket to Douglas. And nobody said anything. So she went through and she checked everybody's tickets, and I was towards the back of the bus. And as she went by me, I told her, I said, I bet you Thomas is at Burger King in Wheatland. And she looked at me and she says, I think so too. So poor Thomas, he was at Burger King in Wheatland, and his luggage was still on the bus. Oh, I shouldn't laugh, but yeah. So we get back on, we get going again. And about an hour from Buffalo, she said, she contacted the other bus driver, and she says, oh, the other bus driver is going to be late, so we can relax a little bit. And we'll stop at the next stop. You can all get out and have a cigarette or whatever. So at the next stop, which was just a gas station, we got out and had cigarettes and stuff. And we got up to Buffalo, and she said the bus from Buffalo to Billings had just left Gillette, which is a good hour from Buffalo. Whoppers might be worth getting off the bus, yeah. Poor Thomas. He got a Whopper. He had to wait too long. Oh. So anyway, so then we had to wait for an hour at Buffalo. So by the time we got into Billings, It was like, what was it, Ty? Like 1:10 in the morning. Sounds like a reenactment of the Pony Express. It was worse. It was much worse than that. Hi, Melvin. So finally got into Billings at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Ty came down and picked me up at the bus station and brought me back to camp and fixed me a steak and a ham sandwich and stuff. And we bullshitted till, what was it, 4 o'clock in the morning? And then I think we got up at 7:30, and Ty fixed like a wonderful breakfast. Candi came down and my son came down for breakfast, and I got to meet Caleb, who is absolutely an awesome kid, by the way. Awesome. And then Ty and I took off. Yeah, it was a wonderful breakfast. And Ty and I took off when we went over towards Livingston and down Paradise Valley. And it was a good trip. It was fun. Hi, Chewy. And then we came back, and Candi had trouble and couldn't go with us, but my son and his wife went with us to Dan's in Sheridan, which is about 2 hours from where we were. Yeah, his mom is cool too, right? And we went to Dan's for a barbecue. And Dan really laid out the food, by the way. Hello. You were stuck with Thomas getting a burger? Oh my God, you're going to be lost forever. Hi, Codyson. Yeah, Thomas, I don't know whatever happened to Thomas. He's probably still trying to catch a bus somewhere. Dan lives in Sheridan, Wyoming. Yeah, congratulations on winning those guppies. That was awesome. So anyway, Dan had like, he had, besides the barbecued hamburgers and hot dogs, he had like steelhead and salmon and green pepper stuffed with shrimp. Oh my God, he might have choked on that veggie Whopper. Yep. But anyway, it was a great time at Dan's, but he kept calling me Candi. So, you know, what can you do? Every time he called me Candi, I just like give him the look, you know, like. I know he's never going to get that bus. Anyway, then the next morning, Ty left and he had a plane to catch, and I went over to my son's house and spent a couple days with him, which was great. Yeah, I was sad that Candi couldn't make it. I was really looking forward to Candi and her husband and Caleb coming with us, but it didn't work out. Yeah, my bad luck rubbed off on her. But I did get her a gift, a token for the mod god. A token for the mod god. I brought it with me. I got her a Have a Nice Day coffee cup. The cup, yes. Candi has the cup. You're toasting me now? Thanks, Candi. No, a token for the gods. An offering for the gods. For the mod god. A cursed travel mug, you mean? Oh, dear. So it was fun. But then the bus back to Laramie, which I actually got a bus all the way to Laramie, but I had to switch at Buffalo. change buses to Cheyenne, change buses to Laramie, right? It left at 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning. So my son and I got up at 3:30 so that I could be down there because they said the bus loaded at 20 till 5, right? So we got there. My son dropped me off at 4:30. And guess what? You'll never guess this. The bus was sitting there, but they got no driver. The driver never showed up. So they had to call for a driver, another driver. And by the time we got loaded and stuff, we were 45 minutes late leaving Billings. You found Thomas? No, I might have found Thomas because I get on the bus and it's still dark, right? And I get a seat and I'm sitting there and it's like, why the hell are my feet sticking to the floor? My feet were sticking to the floor. To the floor. Sticking to the floor. I texted Tucker, my son Tucker, and he said, well, it could be spilled soda or it could be semen or it could be a combination of both. And I'm like, my feet are sticking to the floor. It was gross. Or blood. Yeah, it could have been Thomas's blood. Could have totally been Thomas. And to make it even more, no, it was full, unfortunately. I would have had to share a seat with somebody. No. And then there was this lady that got on with a toddler. And don't take me wrong, I love kids. She had him on a leash. And he spent like 2 hours screaming in a high-pitched scream. Like 2 hours. Yeah, toddlers love long bus rides. High-pitched scream. And she had him on a leash so he could like run up and down the aisles and then scream some more. It was fun. So we got to Buffalo and switched buses. Thankfully, she stayed on the first bus with her toddler. The bus was 45 minutes late starting out. It wasn't too bad, except that the bus from Cheyenne to Laramie was supposed to leave at 2 o'clock. And we didn't get there until a quarter after 2. And I asked the bus driver if they would wait for me, and he said, probably not. He said, call this number and see what's up, if they're late or what. So I called the frickin' Greyhound number and talked to somebody that barely spoke English. And she told me, well, if you missed that bus, it's not a problem. You can just get on the next one. The next bus was the next day. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Luckily, when we pulled into the bus station in Cheyenne, my bus was pulling in at the same time, so I didn't miss it. I needed a tranquilizer by the time all this was done, let me tell you. So, that is how my trip went. And I hope I didn't bore you all with it, but that's how my trip went. Cost me more freaking money to take a bus than it would have cost me to rent the car. All so that I could go through all that wonderful experience. No, next year my truck is going to be fixed before the trip. That was my fault. I should have made sure that my truck was fixed before the trip. Okay, Amber. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I don't know how much a flight would have cost, but the airport in Laramie just has like little planes. And to get like a regular flight to Billings, I would have had to go down to Denver, which would have cost a fortune because Denver is the nearest big airport. Yeah, the Greyhound was, oh my God. Oh, hi, Joseph. I didn't see you in here. But then I've been talking, so you're coming too. That's good. That's good. And I know Ginger's coming. Jess had better come. And see, Derek's going to come. And Maria's going to come. See, everybody's coming next year. Somebody could swing by and get me, or hopefully, well, my truck's got 285,000 miles on it. So if anybody's going to be swinging by this way, I'd definitely get a ride. Otherwise, I'll just take my truck. I would have taken my truck this time, except I need to repair it. It needs some work done on it, which actually was supposed to get done today. I'm a little bit worried I'm not going to have enough money anyway, but I had an appointment to get it looked at today. But I went over there and the mechanic was like, looked like he was ready to have a breakdown. He was so busy. And I told him we could put my truck off because it wasn't no longer an emergency. I can still drive it around town. I just can't take it on the freeway or go anywhere in it. So I told him we could put my truck off. So he set an appointment with me for the 2nd. And I'm hoping I can somehow sell something or have some more money by then to make sure I got enough to fix it. You'll swoop me up in your limo from the airport. Yeah, I'm not taking a bus again. I mean, I love seeing Ty and Candi and Dan and my son, but no more freaking buses. Harley with a sidecar. Oh, God. No, the bus was pretty awful. And you know, when I was waiting in Cheyenne and thought that the bus had not picked me up, the guy that worked at the gas station there told me some absolute horror stories about Greyhound and people that got stranded there. So he said Greyhound is extremely unreliable. Yeah, I hadn't been up there for a couple years, so I haven't seen my son for about 2 years. So it was pretty cool to see him. And my son's pretty cool, if I can say so myself. Yeah, Greyhound sucks. And they're stinking expensive too. Tucker has like the sarcastic, quick wit. I don't know where he got that from, but he's funny. Lots of brownies. The Greyhound went out of business up there in Western Canada. I'm not surprised. Greyhound is bullshit. Just total bullshit. I mean, you pay for the ticket. They're late. They don't care. They don't care if you miss the next bus. You can just wait for the one after, even if it's the next day. I mean, it's just total bullshit. And they charge you an arm and a leg. And God forbid you stop and eat somewhere. Oh, yeah, we don't know what happened to Thomas. Thomas might have been the sticky stuff on the floor. I remember hearing about that. I do. I remember hearing about that, Chewy. Thomas got onion rings. And it wasn't somebody that he knew either. It was like a homeless person chopped off someone's head. Legend has it Thomas is still waiting for his Whopper. Yep. Thomas shall forever be remembered because he was forgotten. Uh, yeah, I remember hearing about that. Oh no, Chubby Guppy. Don't say that. But anyway, it was a fun trip though. Once I got there, it was not fun on the Greyhound. I feel really bad because basically we just had one day to see everything, which you're not going to see everything in one day. And plus, we had barbecue that we had to get back to camp by 5 o'clock so we could head over to Dan's for the barbecue. So it was kind of a short day too. But next year it will be different. Next year, I'm going to make sure that I'm up there a day early before anybody shows up. Maybe that's why Greyhound is so expensive. We have to pay for the lawsuits. So anyway, that was it. Ty made me a really neat wall plaque, which I have hanging up, which I had on the beginning of the stream. You're confused about what? I thought I told everything except for what happened to Thomas. We don't want to know what happened to Thomas. His luggage was probably in Billings. About this Thomas, this Thomas guy that got left behind. Thomas was lost. Yep, we lost Thomas. Last time you took a Greyhound, too many people farting on the bus. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thomas is with Jimmy Hoffa now. Oh my God. I've actually heard of that happening before. People leaving their kids somewhere and having to go back and get them. Yep, Thomas missed the bus, but his luggage was still on the bus. That must have been fun, because I'm sure his luggage got unloaded in Billings. Cookies for Buddy. I gotta get a cookie for Buddy. Hashtag fresh fries for Thomas. Sit. That's it. That's it. We wouldn't be able to find him. Yeah, his luggage might still be on the bus going around the country. Yeah. Oh, he'll be the guy on a mission of a Whopper with cheese. Caleb left wanting another helping of Ty's gravy. Aw. Ty's gravy was good, though. Maybe when I go through Wheatland next year for the camping trip, I'll pick up Thomas on the way. Yay! Hi, Aquamate. Oh, cookie for Buddy. Cookies for Buddy. I still have some, and he knows it. You're naming a fish Thomas in his memory. Sit. Yeah, Aquamate, you missed Thomas. Now, whenever we talk about Thomas, you're not going to know who we're talking about. You missed it. Thomas. See, you don't even know who Thomas is. That's because you were late getting to the stream. If you were on time, you would know who Thomas is. Sit. He's friends with Bob. The pearl scales are doing really good. Getting fat and sassy. You want to know more about Thomas? You're so curious now. I lost. Yeah, I did lose some fish. The second day, I waited 2 days and I had Megan sprinkle some fry food for I have 2 batches of Daisy's rice fish. So I had her feed them, and I had her feed some green beans to the Farlowella fry and the adult Farlowellas. That's where I lost fish. The breeder box hanging on the side of the 40 breeder had week-old fry in it, Farlowella fry, and there was about 20 in there, and now there's 1 in there. And the 5-gallon tank that had about 30 Farlowella fry in it has, I think I counted 15, so I lost half of them. So that's the thing with the Farlowella fry, is they cannot go very long without food. They starve fast. So yeah, I lost those fry. The Daisy's rice fish fry are fine. Both sets of them look good. But I lost Farlowella fry. The male Farlowella is on eggs again. But yeah, I lost some fry there. Everything else looks okay. And the Daisy's rice fish fry are good. It's just those dang Farlowellas, that's where I'm having trouble shipping them too, is they cannot go a long time without food. They just can't. Yeah, I have some wood in there for him to chew on, but I lost about half of them, and I lost most of the littlest ones. But he's sitting on eggs again, so I'll have some more little babies in there. But yeah, I lost a lot of fry. Probably about 35 fry between the two tanks. Well, hello, Dougie. How are you? Yeah, it kind of sucks because you have to I didn't want him overfed, so I had her feed him like halfway through the time I was gone, but evidently that wasn't enough because I did lose some. Yeah, and Farlowella fry are extremely high maintenance. They have to have food in front of them all the time. And I fed them good before I left, and I figured that, 2 days into it, that food would be about gone, and I had Megan put in some more. But evidently that was not enough. Can't do an auto feeder because they won't eat dry food. It's green beans, and I have yet to find an auto feeder with green beans. Oh, good, Ed. Yep, you I lost two shipping. I lost. I sent some the same time I sent Ed some. I sent reels some, and all of them arrived dead. They were like a day late getting there, and they all died. And so I got to replace them. And he thinks it's because they got too cold because I had an ice pack in there. But I had an ice pack in Ed's too, and I had an ice pack in Maria's too. So I don't think it was the ice pack because it was hot and they needed the ice pack. I think that the extra day was too long without eating for him. But anyway, we've been talking back and forth, and he's going to have me one day ship them to him, the replacements, and he's going to make up for the cost between one day and the express, or you know what I'm saying. But I'm going to give him a couple extra fry too to make up for it. But yeah, his didn't make it, but they were a day later in the mail. They didn't get there for an extra day. And with the Farlowella fry, it's a hard balance between not feeding them before you pack them and the shipping taking a couple days, because they really can't go very long without eating, because they have like really skinny bodies and they don't store fat like most fish do. So they have to have food. The auto feeder for green beans, it's called a boyfriend. Well, in my case, it was called my daughter, but I should have had her. I was trying to figure out about how long the batch I gave him would last, and evidently I miscalculated. Hi, Chris. Yeah, exactly, Derek. Exactly. Yep. And a high fishing tank fix. Tank fix. Oh, ice cream cake. I want ice cream cake. Spinach would be good. Yes, that would be good. I know they'd eat it. They like most of the time I feed them green beans. Sometimes I'll give them broccoli and some other like frozen veggies. But yeah, so I'm kind of sad that I lost some fry, but at least I do have some left. And he's sitting on eggs again. So, but I hate losing fry like that. I'm very glad, Ivanoski. I'm very glad that the rice fish did great because I have almost all of them promised out to people already. So we don't want to lose the rice fish because they're pretty much already sold. At least I got a great bus trip out of the deal. Do you want me to take you out back and beat you, Dwayne? Hi, Joseph. Oh, that's awesome, Carlos. I love starfish. I love watching them. When I was a kid, we went down to California and we went to the beach, and my dad got like a whole bunch of starfish because he thought they were cool to be like, for decoration, like dried out starfish. Yes, I have, Maria, and they love it, but it is too expensive because they eat a lot, a lot, a lot. And after going through one jar, I decided, nope, I'm not going to do this. Anyway, my dad got a bunch of starfish. He like peeled them off the rocks and he put them in the trunk of our car. And we got home and opened up the trunk, and you have never smelled anything so awful in your life because they were not dead starfish. They were live starfish that were dead by the time we got home with them. And that was not a good thing. I still remember that. It was not a good thing. Okay, Chris. John and Lisa are done streaming, aren't they? Oh, I know. When I lived on Cape Cod, there was hermit crabs everywhere. I mean, like, you go to the beach and all the shells had hermit crabs. I always wanted to like take some home and start a little tank of them because they were everywhere. The dead starfish in the car smell? Yeah. It was like a whole trunk full of them. Like he'd gotten a great big bag of them. It was nasty. Yeah, starfish saltwater tank, but you'd have to have a cooler because the Oregon coast and Northern California, the water's really cold. Yep, chubby guppy, I can believe that. That's funny. Really, really, am yes, exactly, Dan. It's really cold. The water's cold. It's not like swimming in Florida or something. Yep. Like I say, the ones in Oregon are really pretty starfish and stuff. I mean, there's some really beautiful ones, but you would have to have a chiller on the tank. They'd never live in like tropical water. Just make sure if you're picking up blue starfish, make sure it's not Dan out swimming in the cold water. Hi, Susan. Yes, I'm not Candy. Not Candy. What am I trying to say? I don't know. I never know what I'm trying to say. I just like blurt out nonsense. Octopus are neat, but from what I understand, they're really expensive, and the, and the average lifespan for octopus is 1 year. So you're going to pay a whole lot of money for something that doesn't live very long. Yep, and they climb out. You got to seal the top so good. Petco sells chocolate starfish. That's kind of cool. So yeah, octopus are cool because I kind of checked into it because I would love to have one, but for the amount of money you pay and they don't live very long, it's like no. Yeah, lobster would be neat. A blue lobster would be really cool. Yeah, octopus are definitely escape artists. Yeah, there you go, Jess. And I think that I'm going to show you guys the rice fish. Okay, good night, Ed. Oh, seahorses would be cool. I would love to do seahorses. I heard of that too, Jeremy. Oh, Derek's leaving us too. I was going to eat him in his sleep. Okay, my 18 hours is up. So you guys are going to have to do the rice fish thing. Yep, it's that time. My 18 hours is up. And you guys don't want to watch me after that. Because I'm old and it's not a pretty sight. So let me maneuver this plant around so I can get the camera there. Up to the rice fish. Feed them a little bit. And ignore my sounds of sighing and relief. Okay, Jay's better. Thanks for coming by. Oh, you were talking about me. Okay. uh, okay. Okay, Candy. Not candy. Candy, not candy. Be sure you have your cup with you. Oh my God, I've been talking for over an hour. It probably took me an hour to tell you guys about the trip. You heard something hit the floor, yeah. So I started to tell you I took my truck in today because I had an appointment to get it fixed today. And the guy was so stressed that I told him my truck could wait. So we set it up for the second. I'm hoping I have enough money to actually get it fixed. We shall see. But my mechanic is really cool, so I don't mind. I mean, he was stressed. He has, let's see. Like one time I was up four-wheeling up in the hills above town. And when I got back to the main road, I accidentally killed my truck because it's a stick shift and I didn't shift down to pull out onto the road, so it died. So I had to call a tow truck and get it towed back into town to the mechanics, right? Which in itself was interesting because I described where I was to the tow truck driver and he found me okay. But he decided I was like where a dirt trail joined back up with the main road, right? So he pulls off and he goes past me so that he can turn around and come back and be at the right angle to load my truck up from the front, right? I'm watching in the rearview mirror and the tow truck driver fucking got stuck. He got stuck. And I was sitting there watching in the mirror going, oh my God. But he managed to get it out. He like rocked the truck back and forth till he got it out. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, so I had him tow me to the mechanic's place and got the neighbors to come get me and give me a ride home. And an hour later, the mechanic pulls up in my truck. He actually delivered my truck back to my house for me. And he said that a wire had come loose when I was out like goofing around on the dirt roads and bumpy roads and stuff. A wire to the starter had come loose. And he didn't charge me anything for fixing it. And he delivered it back to my house. Now, how awesome is that for a mechanic? I know you need a tow truck for the tow truck. So, and he's done that before. Another time my truck wouldn't start. And I had to have it towed over there to the mechanic. And he said that with the year of Ford truck that I have, they had a problem with the starters. And they ended up, like when you get a new starter for it, it doesn't have this one valve on it because the valve always gets plugged up with dirt and then the truck won't start. And he cleaned it out really good. And he said if it did it again, I would have to get a new starter. But he didn't charge me for it. He worked like an hour on it, cleaning this tube out, this valve, so that it would start, and he never charged me anything for it. So yeah, I won't go to any other mechanic. He's my mechanic. And like I say, he was so stressed today. I told him that my truck was not an emergency because it was still running. I just couldn't take it out on the freeway and I couldn't leave town until it gets fixed. But it wasn't an emergency, so let's put off my truck until he's, not quite as stressed with trying to get everybody done. And of course, everybody's in a hurry and needs their car because they got to go to work and da-da-da-da-da. So I told him it was okay. We would put mine off. But yeah, he's a great guy. He's a really good mechanic, and he's totally honest, and he's a really good guy. So I will not go anywhere else because good mechanics are hard to find. Honest mechanics are really hard to find. Welcome back, Candi. So I won't know how much my truck is going to cost me until October 2nd. Are you using an injector to roll my own cigarettes? Yeah, it's like I buy the tubes in the tobacco. And yes, I will tell you what works great. I spent a lot of money on the little packing machines, and they kept breaking. I even bought a $40 packing machine, and it broke the very first cigarette that I packed. It broke. So I bought it's a zigzag packer. It's just a little tiny red packing machine that cost me $7. And I have been using it for about 5 years now. And it works great. And it's the cheapest one that they had. It was just a little zigzag red packer. Don't spend the money for an expensive one. Yeah, Derek won the guppies that Dan was giving away last night. Some blue, what were they called? They're blue. They're really pretty blue. I saw them when I was there. Yep, exactly, Chubby Guppy. And it's just a cheap one, but it works better than all the expensive ones that I kept breaking. Turquoise guppies, okay. They're really pretty. Really pretty. Thomas won the guppies. Yeah, that's why he missed the bus. Because he won the guppies and he was trying to figure out where Dan's place was. Thomas won the kingdom. Oh, but they're really pretty ones. They're really pretty ones, Derek. And the camera did not do him justice. I saw him when we were there. You know what else the camera does not do justice to? You know, when Dan's live streaming and he's got that tank behind him and it's got the white angelfish. It just looked like platinum angelfish. Oh my God, they're beautiful. They have like a dark stripe through their eye and blue all around the dark stripe. So they're white with, looks like they have like blue eyeshadow on. They're really pretty and it doesn't show up on camera at all. And they're really pretty. The guppies came with Thomas's Whopper meal. Yep. Hi, Jadron. How are you? Jadron. I don't know. I can never say your name right. Jadron Aquatics. How's it going? Yeah, those angels were really pretty. But I don't think that the guppies didn't really show up on camera good because they were really pretty. His angelfish do not show up on camera at all. They're just really striking. Okay, Anna. Anna, good night. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I should just call him Jason and then I won't be stumbling over my tongue. Right? Yep, Joseph's got the fun trip coming up now. Hopefully he won't have to take a bus anywhere. Maybe you'll find Thomas on the way. You can stop on the way to Aquashella and pick up Thomas. Like maybe Big D. I've never noticed. But speaking of coffee, I think I'm going to get me another cup of coffee. I'll be right back. My coffee is going to smell like cinnamon in the morning. Cinnamon mun. Has anyone used one of those black circular brine shrimp hatcheries? I just like have a 1 liter water bottle that I cut the bottom out of and turn it upside down. Put the salt water and eggs in it and then drop an air stone in it. And then I use a turkey baster to suck the brine shrimp out. Thomas is going to appear in my next live stream. He might. It works fine for me. You have to like, when you're using the baster to get out the live brine shrimp, I put a light on the bottom and you unsuck them from the bottom. And you got to do it real carefully so that you don't get all the eggshells on the top. But it works pretty good. And then I have like a screen thing that I bought with the brine shrimp eggs to like screen the brine shrimp from the salt water. But it takes forever. And I found out that if I use a coffee filter, like I put a coffee filter over a cup and pour it through the coffee filter, it goes a lot faster. Oh, Ty's going to bed? Okay. Good night, Ty. Thanks again for the wall hanging. I love it, love it, love it. And thanks for putting up with me on the camping trip. You got one of the air stoneless black ones the other week. I think that you kind of need the air stone to get a good hatch out of them. Not positive because I've never used one of the other ones, but I had to do some like adjusting to get the air just right, and I kind of think that they wouldn't hatch as good without the air stone. I definitely want one, Bob. Did I send you some of mine already? I think I did. I've got, that's the other thing I got while I was at Dan's Fish. I got the Breeding is Pleasure stickers. Sure, Susan. Just send me your address, and I'll ship some out to you. I'm gonna go to the post office tomorrow and ship some out. So if you can do it tonight, it would be good. I can add it to the stack I've got ready to go out. And there's my email. Just send me your address, and I'll get some sent. Yeah, I sent some to Australia, and I've sent some to Canada. The ones I sent to Canada took a little while, but I don't mind sending them. It's just a, and a stamp, so I just put them in a card and send them. It's not that big of a deal. So send me your address to the email above. And anybody that wants a sticker that I missed, I know there was some people that asked for stickers just before my surgery, and I totally didn't get them sent. So if you're one of those people, send me your address and I'll get them this time. I know that's right. I got to send you some because I meant to put them with the package and I didn't. So I got to send them to you. Yep. Yep. I'll try to remember to add them to the ones going out tomorrow. But like I say, if you ask me for a sticker before my surgery, just resend your address to me because by the time I went through all that shit, I totally didn't get stickers sent. And I still have lots of stickers. So, okay, Maria. Yep. Everybody, remind me, send an email to me tonight with your address, and I'll send you some stickers. I should have sent them from the hospital. I wasn't even supposed to be in the hospital. It was supposed to be a day surgery. Like, in, get the surgery done, go home that night. I totally wasn't supposed to be there for a freaking week. That's why you keep them with you? No. I do not carry stickers with me wherever I go. I could have left some on the bus. I could have given some to Thomas, God damn it. If I would have had my stickers with me, I totally would have given stickers to Thomas. Swiss Army stickers. I could have covered the sticky floor. Oh, yes. Ugh. I don't even want to know what I was standing on that was sticky. I don't even want to know. I could have put stickers on Thomas's lost luggage. Yes, yes, I could have. Where was my head? Could have been spilled soda. Or like Tucker said when I texted him, he said, could be spilled soda, could be sperm, could be a mixture of the two. I mean, after all, it was a Greyhound bus. I know, Candy, huh? Ooh. So the life lesson from the trip is to always bring stickers. Yep. Ooh, Jeremy. Just ooh. Greyhound buses are gross, Jess. They're just gross. People do more than that on the bus, believe me. You don't want to know what's going on in the back of the bus. You just don't want to know. That's right. That's right. I should have. Darn it, Melvin, I screwed up. You're in the back of the bus? Well, I don't want to know what you're doing in the back of the bus. Yep, there you go, Sandy. Train ride would be cool, but there's no trains in Wyoming or Montana. I think there's a passenger train way up at the top of Montana, but there's none anywhere else. Or I would have totally checked on a train, but there's no trains going to Billings from Laramie, Wyoming. No such thing. There's not even any freaking buses. And from Cheyenne, which is the biggest, closest town, there's one bus a day that goes north. One a day. That was an hour and a half late, in case you missed my story earlier. Yep, there you go, Jess. That's a good point. That's a good point. You don't want people sitting behind you, but yeah. Yep, exactly. Exactly, Derek. There's no trains up through Wyoming. And like I say, the closest train in Montana is way up north. Doesn't get anywhere close to Billings. I know that because I was trying to find a train for my daughter to come visit me in Livingston, and there was no such thing. There's no passenger trains. The closest one I'd have to drive like 4 or 5 hours. With Thomas, yep. Well, they don't have any trains going there now. Like I say, there's probably some into Denver, but that'd be it. Okay, Susan, great. Did you send your address so I can pop it in the mail tomorrow? Yep, you did. Great. I will get it in the mail tomorrow. Well, there is an airport in Billings, Jess. It's not a big one, but there is an airport. The freaking Greyhound bus was expensive. $140 each way. Plus $80 for a cab for a taxi to take me to Cheyenne. The cabin was really nice though at the KOA. The cabin that Ty rented, it was really nice. It had, I'm not sure what size the bed was in the back. Ty had that one. I think it was a queen or a king size. And then there was some bunk beds. And then there was a fold out couch in the living room, which I took. And it was really comfortable. And it had a kitchen, TV, air conditioning. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was a really nice cabin. Yeah, a motorhome would be perfect because you could just park it. It'd be real cheap to park it. They have bathrooms and everything there. Yeah, the cabin had its own bathroom. There's like a great big bathroom with showers and everything too for people that are camping in the tent sites and stuff. Yeah, KOA does have nice cabins. I had rented a one room one, but I had to cancel because I couldn't make it up there in time, and I lost the one night, which was $89, was Friday night, and I couldn't get up there Friday night, so I just lost that because it was too late by the time I found out I couldn't get a car. So I lost the money for the cabin. If you're not shitting on a dark hole in the ground, then it's not camping. I have camped so much when I was a kid where there was no hole in the ground. It was behind the sagebrush or behind the tree. But I'm too damn old to sleep on the ground now. My knees start killing me. So when I go anywhere, I always get like a cabin at a KOA because they aren't that bad and it's kind of semi-camping, and I like it better than motel rooms. And yeah, it's not real camping, but it's semi-camping. It's better than staying in a motel room. Hi, John. How are you? Yeah, Ty said that everybody was just like really nice. Welcome back, Alien World. You missed my exciting bus trip, Sharpies, but I'm not going to repeat it all because it took me almost an hour to tell it. Ooh, what are you going to put in there, John? Okay, Maria, good night. I'll send you some stickers tomorrow, too. Sandra, be sure to send me your address so I can get you some out. And Big D sent me his address, so I'll get him some out. I'll put my email in one more time. If you guys want stickers, email me your address. I don't think I do, Chris. Send me your address just to be sure. Like I say, if anybody sent me their address before my surgery, I missed you, because by the time I got done with the whole hospital thing and then trying to hobble around my house, recuperating, I didn't get any stickers sent. So my apologies, and please send me your address again. Okay, Chris, that's good. Just email me your address. Yep, I got yours. I got yours, Big D. Yeah, everybody leaves the E out. In early wine, there's an extra E in there, and everybody always leaves it out. So cut and paste, or copy and paste, because it's EARLEY, and it will not go if you do not get that E in there. Wow, John, that's a lot. Okay, Chris, I got yours. That's what that ding was. So I'll get, like I said, I'm going to go to the post office tomorrow, so I'll try to get them all out tomorrow. And like I said, I apologize to anybody who sent me their address before my surgery and I didn't get them sent, because I didn't get them sent. So, yeah. Oh, good point, Big D. Yep. Okay, Susan, good night. I would love to have one of your prints, Chris, but I can't afford to buy anything right now. I got to pay bills and somehow come up with enough money to get my truck fixed. So, yeah. Bob, that about sums it up. Oh, thank you, Chris. Yep, that's it, Bob. I screwed up. I stretched it out way too long, huh? I could have just summed it up in like one long sentence and been done with it. Yes, I did, Jess. I just got it. But you forgot about the part where I paid for the bus trip like 7 times. Uh, and the second bus was late. And forget about talking to Greyhound, because they can't frickin' speak English. And yet, and you forgot about Thomas. Thomas was the best part of the whole trip. Yep, it was a general nightmare. It was, John, totally a nightmare. And then the trip home with my feet sticking to the floor. We should get I should get stickers made that say "Where's Thomas?" Thomas is at Burger King. Or Thomas might have caused a sticky floor. You never know. No, Thomas is with Waldo. Yep. Thomas was the sticky floor. That's obvious. Yep. 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 If I had to ride the bus again next year, they would probably be looking for Thomas, checking everybody's ticket to see if they were Thomas. No, his hell was sitting at Burger King waiting for the next bus forever, trying to find his luggage. Hey, the guy at the gas station in Cheyenne told me that last winter some people got stranded. There was a grandmother and a mother and two toddlers that were stranded at the gas station for 2 days. There is no benches, there's nothing there. It's just you stand outside waiting for the bus. And these people were stranded for 2 days with two little tiny kids. Oh no, Big D, you can't choke me. Don't choke me. No. No, don't do it. Yeah, the guy that worked at the gas station told me that he had worked there for like 3 or 4 years, and he said Greyhound is totally unreliable. Totally unreliable. He said people get stranded there all the time. I will never, ever, ever take Greyhound again. And the thing is that it's not even cheap. It's expensive as all hell. And it's totally unreliable. And they have sticky floors that your feet stick to when you're sitting in the seat. And they leave you behind when they stop for dinner. I have to admit, there's a few people on here that would drive me crazy if I met them in person. I have to admit that's very true. That's it. That's it, Melvin. I think the Pony Express was more reliable, Bob. Please wait. Hear me? No, Candi, not you. No, Bob, not you. You'd better come. Actually, not anybody in here. But there is a few people, but not anybody in here. And I bet you that the saddles weren't sticky, John. Yep, we want Bob to come. Definitely. That would be absolutely wonderful. Dan. No, Dan, I was very disappointed that you canceled your reservations. Surprised the Pony Express isn't still going in Wyoming, right? That's very true. Hey, Pond, how are you? What was funny about Thomas was the bus driver was so sure that he was there and he was trying to get a free ride to Buffalo. She had to go through and check everybody's tickets. But he wasn't there. You're just socially awkward. Well, so am I. So am I. Yep, that's it. He was probably waiting for his Whopper. Oh, and the bus left without him. What was really bad is his luggage was still on the bus. Oh, you and me both, John. I am very unsociable. But Candi got to hear some stories that I couldn't tell online. Just saying. uh, I don't know whether she liked it or not, but she got to hear some stories that I couldn't tell online. With Tucker's input, yeah, Tucker was joining in. Oh. Nope, not even in a private stream. I can't tell him online. When I was telling him, I kind of forgot about Caleb. I should have maybe not told him in front of Caleb. It's past your typing time. Yep. I can understand that. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. I should shut it down pretty soon. Thomas tried the veggie whopper. That's why he missed the bus, Jesse. Dan made some pretty good barbecued hamburgers. I wish you could have gone, Candi. And he had like a great big foil wrapped um, steelhead and a great big foil wrapped salmon, too. It was so good. In 4 hours, I put one stick and one rock pile in the 65, and I hate them both. Move them around. Just move them around. I need to find a great big piece of driftwood. Actually, two for my two new 40 breeders, but I can't. I can't buy them. They're too expensive, and I really haven't seen any along the river here. There is a river that goes through town, but I haven't seen any driftwood. And when I was up in Montana, I was looking at the Yellowstone while we were driving by, and there was all kinds of driftwood. But I don't think the bus driver would appreciate me taking driftwood home. So I didn't stop and get any. Yep, you need to make a video when you get it done. Yeah, I could have used Thomas's seat for the wood. Oh. Oh my God, Big D, don't talk like that. That makes me hungry. Give it a sweater and a hat and say it's Thomas. Yep. They weren't stagecoaches, but like I say, there's no all the way through Wyoming. There's no actual bus stops, or like I should say bus stations. It's just like gas stations and stuff. And the one in Buffalo is just a great big parking lot. So yeah, I thought there'd be like a big station in Buffalo where we switch buses, but no, just a big parking lot. You had to buy two bus tickets when you're bringing a coffee table home. Yeah, I would have liked to have brought home some driftwood, but eh. Yep, next time you watch a Burger King commercial, look for Thomas peeking out from behind him. But yeah, I need a couple big pieces of driftwood, but they're expensive to buy. I got to find some somewhere somehow. But I'd go up on top of the hill. There's some creeks up there. But I gotta wait till my truck's fixed and I'll go look. There was piles of driftwood along the Yellowstone because every year it freezes, so it like pushes the wood off to the side, and there was like piles of driftwood. Body for luggage. I don't know. Maybe that's why the bus was sticky. Uh-oh, you better try it on, Big D. You might have to take it to a tailor. McRocks and Burgerwood. Yep. You got the rice fish on your TV, Chris. My 18 hours was up a while ago. So I am off camera now. I notice my camera is a little bit blurry. I probably need to like turn the focus thing, but I'll do it like in a private stream. I'll refocus it because I noticed when it was on me, it was a little bit blurry too. What are you going to be doing Sunday? Welcome back, Jess. Yeah, it is blurry. And I noticed it was blurry when it was on me too, so I probably need to adjust the focus. But I'll do like a private stream and keep adjusting it till it's sharp again. Is it sticky? I don't know. It might be. Oh, that's cool, Chris. That's cool. But he was looking for cookies in the camera. That's totally possible. Oh my God, Sharpies. How do you know that? Did you leave a sticky floor on the bus, Sharpies? She's still coming around. I put out food for her. So the outdoor stray cat, yeah, she's getting fed. I know I was so worried that Buddy was lost, so but he finally came back today. I was just about in tears because the asshole was gone. Historical research, yeah. Is it a 1-900 number, Chris? Did I say something besides Mario? Mario's asshole. Yeah, he was like, when I got home, he was gone and he didn't come back until today. And I was really worried about him. Oh, I said Buddy. I meant Mario. Mario was off on a walkabout and it scared me because he never leaves the yard and he always comes back, like he's never gone that long, and he was gone for a day and a half after I got home. I didn't mean to say Buddy. I'm sorry. I meant to say Mario. Yeah, the rice fish are kind of cool fish. They're kind of underrated. The other fish that I have that are definitely underrated are the drape fin barbs. They are extremely pretty. Everybody hears barbs and they think, fin nipping and stuff, but these barbs are really shy. And they're really cool. I'm going to send some to my son next week. Oh, that's cool, John. Yeah, when I get fry, they're just like little teeny, teeny things with bright blue eyes. Yeah, they've got like glowing blue eyes. They're really cool. I have never tried shipping their eggs. It would probably work though because it usually takes like a week before they start hatching. So I could probably ship some, but I've never tried it. But right now I've got a tub with a whole bunch of rice fish fry in it that are probably going to be all sold with everybody that's waiting for them. And then I've got another tub with some teeny, teeny ones. That's neat, Jess. Yeah, I've moved around plants before and ended up with rice fish fry in odd places. Yep, I'm still streaming. Dan, I think they're doing good. I still can't really tell them apart from the rice fish fry, but when I was looking today, there was a couple that looked different, and I haven't seen any dead fry at all, so I think they're still in there. I just put them in with the rice fish fry because I didn't want to try to raise just a tiny fry by themselves. So I just mixed them in with the rice fish fry, and when they get bigger, I'll separate them out. And I'm hoping that I have at least one pair so I can breed them. And I'll tell you what, I was telling my son about getting them, about how I got the moss from you and then ended up with some fry. And he was kind of like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I told him what they were. And he looked them up online. And when the picture popped up, he was like, oh my God, they're beautiful. So he's going to want some of them if I can get some going. Well, how I got them, Jeremy, was Dan sent me some moss. And instead of putting it in a tank, I want it to go eventually in one of my new 40 breeders. So I put it in a gallon jar. with water to hold it until I get the 40 breeder set up. And one day I was sitting here at my computer and I glanced over and the top of the water was rippling. And I thought, what the heck? So I went over and looked and there was 5 fry in there. So I had to ask Dan what was in the tank with the moss because somebody that I knew had some fry. So that's how I got my fry. And as they get bigger and I can separate them out, I'm really, really hoping I have at least a pair so that I can breed them. So I took them because there was only 5 of them and I didn't really want to try to raise them by themselves. I had some rice fish fry that were about the same age and size, so I just mixed them in with them. You see, Jesse's doing it too. And I figure when they get big enough to tell them apart, I'll separate them. But for now, they're doing good with the rice fish fry. There you go, Jeremy. It's actually it worked out real well because they're about the same size. So when they were super tiny, I gave them vinegar eels, and now they've kind of gotten to where they can eat the microworms. So they're growing with the rice fish. And like I say, I haven't seen any dead fry at all, so I'm sure they're still in there. With cichlids, it really depends on the individual fish. It does with stuff like bettas too. Totally depends on the fish. Oh no, Jeremy, that sucks. I haven't done a tub for outside for a couple years because the county goes through like twice a week spraying for mosquitoes all summer. And the one year that I did a tub, I had to run out and cover up the tub with plastic every night and then uncover it when I got up in the morning. That kind of sucked. So I brought the tub inside and I had 2 turtles that had been in a 40 breeder. So I brought the tub inside and put the turtles into the 100-gallon tub, and then my goldfish went in the 40 breeder. Yeah, raising them outdoors is really cool, but like I said, I don't want to mess with the county spraying for mosquitoes. So I've got like a ton of rice fish fry in it's probably a 7-gallon tub, and then I have some more in a 10-gallon tank. Yeah, I had a female betta in a tank full of endlers hoping she would eat the babies, and she really didn't. But then I had another female betta that would kill everything in the tank with her. Snails. She attacked the cories I tried putting in there. I mean, she just wasn't having it. She was going to kill anything in the tank. Oh, you've got the Japanese rice fish. They're pretty. You know that Aquabid or not Aquabid, what's the name of that one place that's kind of like a PetSmart online? I forget. I'm going to look it up real quick. Aquarium fish for sale. And it will pop up. Live Aquaria. Okay, Live Aquaria. And then there was one other fish store online. I forget which one it was. Might have been the Pet Place. But anyway, they have Daisy's rice fish. And they are listed as killifish. They say they're killifish. Daisy's rice fish are not killifish. Just so you know. Daisy's rice fish are not killifish. Because my son looked it up while I was visiting with him, and he says, it says here they're killifish. And I'm like, no, they're not killifish. Honorary killifish? No, they aren't. The rice fish have their own classification. What eggs and fry did Dan send with the moss? He sent the Pseudomugal Gertrudii. They're really pretty. I know, huh, Dan? Shut up. I came close. See? And that is after drinking cinnamon in my coffee. You've been watching 20 minutes behind? Oh my God. Gertrude. Yes, cinnamon can be potent. It's potent stuff. Rob Bull wants to play senior stickball. Senile enough. Yep. You can also just call them Thomas fish. Top chat is where they like, YouTube decides what they want you to see. So you got to go up to the top and switch it over to live chat if you want to see everything. See, there you go. Yep, YouTube's bullshit. Nope, everybody has that option. You got to go click on the top where there's little dots beside where it says top chat and change it over to live chat because it defaults to top chat. And you got to do it every stream that you want to watch because it's automatically on top chat when you sign into the live stream. Top chat is the bane of Joseph's existence. I don't think it makes any difference. He's only going to catch part of the chats anyway. Oh no, Jeremy. uh, it doesn't make a difference if you're mods because the way that I figured it out was one night we were all talking and I was totally missing what Jesse was saying. And he repeated it and I still didn't see it. And we finally figured out it's because I was on top chat and it was excluding what Jesse was saying. So you have to change it no matter whether you're a mod or not. Or whether it's your stream or not. Even if it's your stream, you're going to be on top chat unless you change it. Yeah, on my computer, there's a little, of course, I have a desktop, but there's little dots beside the chat where it says top chat. And then you got to click on them and change it over to live chat. The symbol, it looks like 3 hammerhead worms chasing their own tails. I think you were, Jesse, but it was still funny and it wouldn't show up until I switched it over to live chat. But shame on you for saying something bad on one of my live streams. How dare you? You were provoked. Yeah, I don't. You were telling a story or something, and everybody was laughing, and I wasn't seeing it at all. Jeremy wants to know, Dan, if you're doing anything special to condition the Gertrudii. Live food or hard water? I don't think Dan knows because he doesn't have any fry from him yet. I just got the fry. I don't know how YouTube determines what the top chat is, but it's crazy. Yeah, Dan told me that it wasn't fair because I was breeding fish I didn't even have, and he didn't have any fry from them. I know, me too, Derek. They're pretty awesome, but I'd have to get the kind that stayed small because I think there's some that get big and some that stay small, and I definitely have to do the small ones because I don't have any big tanks. Yep, Dan, that's the same thing with the rice fish. If I don't pull the eggs, I'm not going to get any babies because they will eat them. Yep, you got to pull the dick moss. uh, exactly, Big D. Exactly. The recommendations are crazy. I don't want them choosing my chat for me. See, there you go, Jeremy. That's a good idea. I don't have any Daphnia, though. Say I start my fry out with vinegar eels, and then after about a week or so, I switch them over to microworms and the powdered food from fry food from Aquarium Co-op. Fish love that stuff. I need to get some Daphnia, though. Daphnia would be good. And before I go to bed tonight, I need to start a batch of brine shrimp. Okay, Chris. Good night. I know my streams are late. I'm gonna shut it down before too long too. About half an hour and it'll be 3 hours and that'll be good. Good night, Chris. There's a big snail going up the front of my tank. You can test some to me when you ship the mud skippers. Your autocorrect is dangerous. My autocorrect is dangerous every night. Always got to like double check before you click send. Okay, Dougie, thanks for coming in. Good night. Good night, Dougie and Chris. Oh man, it's 6:39 a.m. there. I am ready anytime. Just you'd be good anytime you feel like it. The weather here is kind of cool. I think it's supposed to be. I think the weather is good for shipping. Let me double check. So the highest it gets for the next week is 73. That's the highest temperature. Yep. As far as Saturday the 28th, is 73 degrees for a high and 44 for a low. Yeah, I forgot, Dougie. For some reason, I was thinking you were in California, but no. That is a good idea, Rob Bull. That's it. I still want to get some sunfish, some pygmy sunfish. I want the Okefenokee pygmy sunfish. Oh, I'm going to have some rice fish pretty soon for sale. The tub that they're in, that the one batch of babies is in, about there's probably a third of them would be big enough to ship, but I can't fish them out of there without getting a bunch of the tiny babies in the net. So I have to wait a little bit longer, but they're growing fast. Yeah, I want some of the Okefenokee sunfish. They're pretty, very pretty, and I have the perfect tank for them. Dan is shipping me some fish next week too. He's shipping me some emerald rasboras, hokey cokey sunfish. Anyway, he's shipping me some emerald rasboras and some empire gudgeons. The empire gudgeons are going to end up in one of my 40 breeders I'm going to set up. And the emerald rasboras are going to go into a shrimp tank that has been set up for a long time and has a ton of plants in it. It's probably been set up for like a year and a half or so. So they're going to go in there, and I'm hoping I get a bunch of babies from them. Everybody has the CPDs, but I'm going to have the emerald ones just to be different. They are really pretty, Jess. I'm looking forward to getting them. And yeah, they do. I was looking at them when I was at Dan's. So I saw he got them in as a contaminant in an order, and he's going to send me a bunch of them. and they're really pretty. Welcome back, Candi. Oh my God, Bob didn't get any new fish for a week? That's got to be a record, right? No, they look quite a bit different. They're related to the CPDs, and you can't put them together because they will breed with each other. But bite me. Emerald dwarf rasboras. Yep, that's what I'm getting. They're really pretty. They got stripes and they're kind of bluish colored. But I'm hoping I can breed them because the tank that I'm going to put them in is very well established and very full of plants. So I'm thinking that they will breed in there. I saw that fast snake. He was really quick. Oh, hi, Mumble Bushcraft. Yeah, they will breed together. Okay, good night, Joseph. Have fun in Aquachella. Stay away from the Greyhound buses, though. And if you see Thomas, say hi to him for me. How is Dharma doing? Is she eating yet, Bob? Oh, that sucks. I hope she starts eating pretty soon. One day she'll probably just decide to eat her tank mates. Jesse, why are you hiding Derek? Oh, okay. Oh, I was like, what the heck? Your cat is sleeping on your leg. Cats have us trained, not to disturb them. No, 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 Jesse. If he wanted to get rid of them, he'd send them to me. Oh, no, I hope it's nothing like that. I know that can happen. Like, you have to be really careful with fancy goldfish and gravel because they'll swallow them to swallow the gravel. Huh. She might have gotten something compacted, though. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe she swallowed a snail whole or something. Yeah, I know I have to be careful with my axolotls and not accidentally get any snails in the tank with them because they will swallow them and choke on them or get compacted. So snails can be bad if they're just the right size and they swallow them. Yeah, Corey might know something. He's had his fajakas. Now, Jess, he doesn't want to make her throw up. He wants her to eat, not regurgitate. Hi, Ginger. How are you? Oh, no, Ginger. I hope it gets better. Welcome back, Kiwi. Yes, the stream is still going. You know me. Actually, probably give it another 15 minutes and I'll shut it down. Is there any improvement yet, Ginger? Yep, that happens, Kiwi. Oh no, oh no, Ginger, I'm sorry. Oh no, that sucks. Goldfish, for those of you who don't have goldfish, goldfish are like big puppies. They have so much personality. That's really sad. Yeah, I lost like, oh God, it's been 6 months ago. I lost one of my pearl scales and I was just damn near crying. Yeah. Oh my God. That makes me sad. Yeah, the fancy goldfish have so much personality. And mine got something that was really strange. And I looked and looked and looked online, and the only thing I could find on it at all, it's a thing that's specific to pearl scales. And I even emailed Corey, and he answered me right away, but he had no idea. but it was very sad. And goldfish are the worst to lose because they have so much personality. Like I say, they're like big puppies. Oh no, Kiwi. Oh my god, Ginger. That's horrible. Oh, fancy goldfish are cool. I love my pearl scales so much. The one that I lost got like this big air sac on its side, like a big air bubble. And I tried all kinds of stuff and it died. So then my another one of them started to get an air bubble, and I was like, screw it, because I couldn't find anything online about it at all. And like I even emailed Corey, and he didn't know anything about it. So when the other one started to get it, I popped it and put salt in the water, and it seemed to have taken care of it. But it seems to be something that is specific to pearl scales, but nobody knows what it is. Did you put a little bit of salt in the water, Kiwi? That's really good for wounds. I hope it gets better, Ginger. That's just makes me sick to my stomach. There is a Discord on Corvus Oskin's channel, but I haven't joined it yet because if I joined that, I'd never get any art done. I'd be talking all the time. Yeah, Mark Shrimp Tanks has one too. Chat while you paint. Yeah, I'd get so involved in the chat, I wouldn't paint. I already spend too much time at the computer on watching live streams. I don't need to join that too. I used to have like exclusive years ago when my kids were little, I had nothing but fancy goldfish, mostly Arandas. And then towards the end, when I quit keeping them, I got one pearl scale and I was in love. So when I started up having fish tanks again, I decided I was going to get pearl scales. Yeah, I've been a member forever, too big D, but I just haven't joined the Discord. Oh, John, that could be something like that, huh? Huh. Years and years ago, when I had discus, one of my discus keeping friends, um, all of her discus started dying. Every time she changed the water, she would lose more discus. And we couldn't figure out what was up. And Megan's dad was a plumber, and we figured out they had just replaced the pipes in the apartment she lived in. And the stuff that they used to connect the pipes is poisonous. And that's what was killing her fish. It takes a while to flush out of the system. Oh my God, Ginger, that's awful. I would be crying if I lost my goldfish. I know that is a nightmare. That is heartbreaking, totally heartbreaking. It's making my heart hurt, and it's not even my fish. Yeah, that's the thing. If I had something like that, I use the same. I've got like 75 feet of hose I use for water changes. I'd have to bleach it every time. We got two conversations going here. Yeah, it totally sucks, doesn't it, Jess? It's one of the reasons that I like feeding, talking to, jumping in Jesse's conversation. It's one of the reasons that I like to start out fry with vinegar eels is because they will live in the fresh water forever too. They won't eat and eventually they'll die, but they're going to get eaten before they die. But you can put in a bunch of vinegar eels and they will live for a long time. Yeah, the vinegar eels are easy to culture, and like I say, you can put a bunch in the tank and they're going to live for a long time in there till the fry eat them all. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I gotta start some brine shrimp tonight for all my fries. I forgot to last night because I was so tired last night. By the time I got home and been up since 3:30 in the morning, I just went to sleep. I laid down before Dan's stream thinking I'd wake up, and I set my alarm so I wouldn't miss his stream, and I turned off the alarm and stayed asleep. That's happened to me a couple times with bettas, Jess. It sucks. Very true, Jess. When I had that tub outdoors, there was a bunch of live bloodworms in it. Oh, to lose 40 fish in 2 weeks is just awful. That is just awful. Oh, I'm sorry, Ambus. I last night I'd gotten up at 3:30 in the morning and I like decided to take a short nap and I set my alarm and did not wake up again until this morning. So I'm doing live stream tonight. Yeah, I like fell asleep and did not wake up. I missed Dan's stream last night too. I'd set my alarm for 7 so I'd wake up for a stream, but I didn't. I just slept. That's right, yeah. Oh, I'll have to check that out, Bob. Oh my God, is that what happened? Oh, that's horrible. Poor Sarah. Yeah, that's really awful. Kind of a depressing evening, Chewy. He was just trying to get more subs. It was trickery. Trickery by Bob. Yep, Bob's shameless self promotion. Actually, the links are with Thomas. Thomas has all the links. Hmm. Yep, we need to find Thomas. Yeah, that's right, Ginger. He has. He's talked about it a few times. Thomas is in Area 51. That sounds right. I'm about ready for bed. What do you guys think? Yep, we're going to storm Area 51. Thomas is the leader. He's going to lead us there. Well, yeah, in Hawaii, Jess. It's 12:31 here now, which is earlier than I usually go to bed, but I'm still kind of recuperating from my trip and having to get up at 3:30 in the morning and uh, yeah, I think I'm going to shut down the stream, but many, many hugs, Ginger. I hope that things start clearing up and getting better. That is just really sad. So I'm going to shut it down. Good night, everybody, and I will see you next Wednesday. I'll get back on my Wednesday schedule. And yeah, Ginger, damn it. I hope everything gets better. Yeah, at the beginning, Ed. It's interesting. It was an interesting trip. Okay, good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'll be sending out some stickers tomorrow. Oh, there's Kevin. Good night, Kevin. We're just shutting it down. Hi and bye. Okay, Derek, I'll watch for you. Good night, everybody.